Leticia, and today I'm going to be answering the question of what are the three most important lessons you learned from this class. I want to say the first one, the major one, is that culture has such an impact on how we are in general. I always knew that our background had some sort of influence of our lives, but from everything I read this chapter, from just why you think you're sick and little things that we do to feel better are all influenced by our culture. Um, like I said before, I didn't know how much of an influence culture had and how embedded it was in our everyday lives, how we handle pain, how we choose to act on like a certain illness because of our culture, which I thought was pretty interesting, which is one of the reasons why I'm basing my essay on culture, because it amazed me how much influence it has on us overall. The second thing, most important lesson was about grief. That was a very hard chapter for me to fully grasp, only because, like I mentioned in my discussion post, I've never gone through a huge loss, which I'm very thankful for, but I did go through a small one, and knowing that grief is handled differently and is experienced differently made me feel so much better about the way that I handled it, because I always thought that there was a wrong or right way to do it, but I learned that it could it can happen in any way, shape, or form, which made me feel better about myself and better about what's to come, future in life. And the third most important lesson I've learned from this class was really that if you're not that being healthy doesn't necessarily mean that you're physically healthy, but also mentally and spiritually healthy. Whenever you hear somebody being healthy, you think of a person with big muscles, very petite, eats very well, gets 8 hours of sleep, something like that. But after reading this textbook and really, really thinking about it, I started to learn that being healthy, you have to be healthy in all categories. You have to be mentally well. You can't be depressed but still have a good physique, even though, because it doesn't work like that. You have to be mentally well, and you have to be spiritually well, which I never really thought that you needed to. Even if you're not like religious or anything like that, you need to be okay within yourself, with your body, and with whatever's going around, especially with all the influences that we have, bad eating, alcohol, tobacco, anything like that. We're influenced by a lot of things, and if we're not taking care of ourselves, by those variables, how are we healthy overall? But yeah, these three lessons, even though they're very small ones, compared to all the things that we went over in the textbook, I really learned a lot, and I feel like I have a better outlook in what health psychology is, because I honestly didn't know what to expect at the beginning of the semester. But I'm very happy that we did the chapter summaries, because I've learned a lot doing discussion posts. I learned a lot, not just from what I read, but the different perspectives that my classmates had as well. Overall, I love this class. This semester was awesome, and I hope to keep learning about health psychology in the future. Thank you.